I put in the work, 40 years ago. When I first got but you know what I'm saying. When he first hired me,
Yeah.
I had to learn close to 300 songs, closer to like 400 or maybe 500 songs.
Good Lord.
So since 1978, I've been playing these songs. So I mean, I put in all that work because back in those days we would rehearse about 3.5 months for every tour. And that's the thing. By the time we went out on tour, we already had at least
Right.
3 songs, so that's no problem.
Well, I mean, I read something, Ike, that you deeply regretted that, Zappa passed before you were able to include him in a band that would have toured in, 96, the 21st anniversary of the release of Zappa's surrealistic musical pseudo documentary,
Exactly.
200 Motels.
We were going to go out for the 25th anniversary
Yes.
of 200 Motels, and we already started making plans for that. For that, just a little under a year before he passed away. So that was really heartbreaking. It was really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah, man. You were slated to have George Duke and Flo and Eddie in it, man. I mean, George Duke, I've done work with him in Shalimar, and I mean, he's just fantastic musician besides a great human being, as we both
I
know.
love George was my brother, man. He was amazing. He was so fantastic. He was just outstanding.
I agree. He produced the album when I first joined Shalimar. George Duke was the producer, man. What a stellar human being and musician. I mean, he could do it all, as we all know. But now dig. Yeah, man. But one of your favorite Zappa mantras, don't think I don't know a lot about you, because I will. Because I know it. Ike Willis. Is
Right.
the stupider it is, the better we like it. Now, what the? Tell me about
But
that.
but no, I mean, that's when we were recording Joe's Garage. The engineers and other people that worked there just couldn't fathom the way we were going about recording the album. And basically, they were going, well, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. But it's like, the way his approach was, these people would basically behind his back kind of whisper, but that's just stupid. I mean, that's
Yes.
not the way to go
Yes.
about it. It's not the professional way. But Frank would overhear them and say, hey, look, the stupider it is, the better we like it. And basically it was so loose. It was so loose and so calm, but everything he did made perfect sense. He was the most logical guy and the most intelligent guy I'd ever met. So it worked. If it works for him and he's paying the bills, right?
Right?
That's what he said. If it works and I'm the guy paying the bills, what's everybody arguing and complaining for?
Totally.
That's the thing.
I get it.
We actually put in the album, the stupider it is, the better we like it.
Right.
And that's how it works.
That's crazy, man. Now, dig. Now, tell me a little bit
And it's
about
true.
that song "Black Napkins." A track from the '76 album "Zoo Lures."
Actually, he wrote that before I got in the band. It's actually one of the most amazing instrumentals I've ever heard. That's actually it's Le Serviette Noir, which is French for black napkins. He got the idea for the title when he was over on tour in France back in '76, I do believe. That's how he is when he comes up with titles to his tunes and stuff. It could be anything, it could totally be anything.
But that song made a deep impression on you. Was it because of the skill and the sound of the song, Ike, or just the groove itself?
The groove, and let me tell you, it's one of the most killer instrumental tunes that I'd ever heard.
I agree.
From the first time from the first time I heard that, I just went, oh my God, this is
Right.
ridiculous. It is just astounding. I first heard it when I was in college, and actually, when my wife and I were in college in '77, just about a few months before he came to our school to do the concert, and it was just I could not believe it. It was just astounding. We're going to be playing it when we do our tour.
That's I'm making free, and I ain't no groupie, but I'm gonna be digging it when you be playing Black Napkins. I'm just letting you. I'm just letting you know.
Of course, you can't help but to dig it, man, because it's when it boils down to it, it's great music.
Joe's Garage was the album I heard you on, and That's kind of like when I discovered you, yeah, for the first time. And you're featured on that record as the voice of the character Joe, and it's like a rock opera, right, bro? Am I wrong, or is that kind of like what it was?
It's a story. It's about, basically, it boils down to it's how everybody who plays rock and roll gets in a band, right? You
Yeah.
set up in a garage,
Mm-hmm.
up in a, or you set up, at your friend's house or in their garage or in their basement and stuff like that. And their mom is yelling, for you guys to
Yes.
turn it down because there's noise. It's the story of all of it. And it's also the story of the government. There's little things about the government trying to shut down making music illegal and things like that. And look what's happening now. Everything that Frank would write has a tendency to start coming true.
Right.
And now remember the censorship thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes, of course.
That censorship, and people are trying to censor records, trying to censor
Right.
words.
Right.
We did this back in '79. That gives you an idea of what's going on. Joe's Garage was a very important piece of work because of the fact that we were just an album. It was something that this was a piece of art that was also very pertinent and very crucial.
Yeah.
That was also true, right?
Well, I mean, it's like art imitating life. You know what I'm saying? Art imitating life. So what happened was, as most stuff regularly does, when killer guys do records, that stuff comes true later down the road, and unfortunately, it does, man, and it's just trippy
Right.
like that, you know. But dig, you also do studio voice work and write compositions for films. I had no idea. How come you never told me that, man?
Yeah, I mean, but I do voiceover work. I mean, I've been doing that for years.
You're touring with that infamous Micki Free in October. I know that guy well, and I'm looking forward to this tour. You know, to especially be on the bill and opening for you. But what I dig about it, I kind of figured as a combined strength together as two brown skinned rock, blues, funk, alternative musicians. That's what I'm digging. I call it brown get down. You know, the power of you know.
I like it. I like it. And wait, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun.
All right, Ike, I'm gonna let you go,
All right.
man. Thank you so much for coming on Mickey's Free Ride, brother, and I'll see you soon on the road. All right?
All right. Thank you very much.
You got it, Ike. Love you, dog. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.